friends, here we are with Michael STÜTZER, guitarist and a founder member of metal thrash gods Artillery, founded in around 1982. So let's start talking about Legions, which is your brand new, almost late 2013, which is the brand new with a new vocalist, Michael, as well, and who has a different voice range that used to be Adamson, giving it a different face to the group, even though it's iconic Artillery sound. So what were the motives that made you guys choose this guy instead of having a similar vocalist with the same range? It was something that just happened, or something that you really thought about that?
We was not going after a guy who sounded like Michael did, but we played a concert together in 2012, and Mike was playing in a band who plays cover versions of Merciful Fate and King Diamond, and we thought he was a very nice guy, and he had really big vocal range, so we saying let's try it out. And then we did 2 concerts with him, and he sang all the old songs like Fleming did, and like Søren did, very, very close to the original, and also have something to put in for his own style. So we was not in doubt that this guy was the right man, and also on that he was a very nice guy.
Now that's good. Now Carson and Nielsen also left his drummer position. We all know what happened with Søren. Because of lack of time, but we don't know what happened with Carson. What happened with him?
The story was that Carson already told us when we did My Blood album that he was going a bit tired of touring so much, and he really wanted to go back to his old punk roots. So now he plays in a punk band together with one of Artillery's roadie, Paul Martin, and we have the same rehearsal room, so there's no bad feelings about that. And it's better to leave the band when if you don't are dedicated to it anymore. So he wanted to try out to do some old punk stuff, you know, who was not involved in so much touring and things like that.
That's sad, but it's good because you guys have a brand new album, Legions, which is a very sober but very aggressive, very solid name. What's the idea behind the album, and why Legions?
The title Legions is a dedication to all those people who have supported Artillery since 1982 and still do. And we wanted to say thanks to them. So this album is really dedicated to them. But the song is about an old war veteran who comes home after the war and still have all those traumas, you know. Never know, am I still in war, or I'm home, or what, you know, with post-traumatic stress and all kind of that stuff. So that was the record was really dedicated to those people who support Artillery.
Well, and it's a very solid work in terms of guitars and everything. So it should be quite special working, especially with your brother Morten, with all these years. So how is the composing process? How does it work, and which one is your specialty? We can say that.
I think that we always do like this. Morten or me comes with some riffs, and then we build the song up around that. And Morten have, of course, a lot of the oriental passages, and I have some of the more aggressive and the more ballad thing. So we combine that into to one, and I think that's a really good things to work together on that way.
Now, you guys, this is the new your first work with Metal Blade. How did you guys move from Metal Mind production, which is let's say a smaller, to a big one as Metal Blade, and which one are the differences?
I think the biggest difference is that the Metal Blade really got the record out everywhere. When Metal Mind have their limits, you know, there was good company, and but they didn't have so much strong. Like Metal Blade, for example, and we were finished with Metal Blade, Metal Mind Productions we didn't have any more records to do for them, so we have no doubt that we wanted to change. And Metal Blade asked us to play 2 songs for them, and we did them, and then they signed us after that. So we are really proud and really glad to be on Metal Blade. And I also want to say thanks to Metal Mind Production, because they have treated us very well, but we couldn't say no to that chance.
Absolutely, obviously, and in fact, you guys have been not been, but lately this is the third work produced and mixed by Soren Andersen. So what's his key for you guys to keep looking for him and to keep him evolving?
You know, for the first, Søren is a very good guitar player himself. He plays with the old Deep Purple bassist and singer Glenn Hughes, and a lot of other people. He's very, very, very good. And also he's very good at in making the guitar sound like we wanted to, because he's a guitar player himself. So he really understands what we wanted to have it. Besides that, he also a very, very good guy, and a very, 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 very good at working with. And he also very good making the singing, you know, the vocals, and the drumming. He's really good in everything. And we have so much fun and so much good things going on when we are going to the studio with him. So we have real difficulties if you had to use another one now. So let's see what's happened. And besides that, he also really likes working with artillery, because he thinks it's a bit different from what he normally works with. He does more hard rock things normally. So he's always very exciting when we are coming and say, we have some new stuff, can we try it out?
That's great. Since 1999, you guys have like a mascot, as I used to do. I remained with Eddie. Where is this character from, and why you guys have decided to get this concept?
To be totally honest, the first cover we wanted was in the style of the other covers we did, but we was in enormous time pressure at last, and then we had this friend in Denmark who did a lot of covers for bands like Soilwork and things like that, and he said, I have one you maybe can use, and he sent it to us, and we sent it to Metal Blade, and we agreed on, and that was okay to try something different. But I'm sure we're gonna return to the more old school style on the next album with the covers. So let's see. But I think it's ended up okay.
Yeah, indeed, man, and it's iconic. That's something. In fact, you guys have been 30 years on and off. Sometimes you have a split, and sometimes you kept together. But after 30 years, what's your perception about metal, about thrash metal, and the musical industry in terms of the metal? I guess is not as easy as it used to be in the 80s or early 90s to survive only about music and perhaps a second job, a part-time job. Something else is almost mandatory.
Yeah, that's true, because when we started out playing, you know, we still did the tape cassette traders. You know, yeah. There was no internet, there was nothing. So you had to tell it by the mouth. You know, people had to learn about the bands with people telling other one, this band is good, this band is not good, or something like that. And of course, the internet have done a lot of changing to that. That's for sure. You know, bands who are totally unknown can be on the internet in 5 minutes, and people can learn to know them. But it also, so of course, a lot of downloading and stuff like that have of course spoiled a lot, you know. But that's the way it is today, and we can't complain, because we love to play live, and it gives us a lot more time to play live, you know. So that's not so bad at all. But of course, it was a bit easier in the old days.
Yeah, absolutely. And then talking about live, you guys are going in obviously in tour to Latin America with Onslaught, which I guess are like old friends. So how this gig came around, and I guess you guys have been sharing a lot of stage together.
In fact, we have not been playing so much places together, but we know each other, you know, and we have been trying to set up a tour together for a long time, and now it's succeeded. And Besides the South American tour here, we also are working on a European tour together with Onslaught and a US tour also with Onslaught. So we're gonna see a lot to them in the next years. So that's good, but they're nice people, and we're looking forward to go on the road. You know, they have their first album out around the same time like that we had Fear of Tomorrow out. So we have been in the game very long time. So that we're gonna have a good time, I'm sure.
Do you guys have any idea what's going to be the set list for these Latin American shows, or you're just gonna guess whatever you guys feel like, or you're gonna prepare a whole set list for the tour?
We're gonna do a special set, I think, because last time we was in South America, okay, we also did that, because I know there's a lot of people also wanted to hear songs from the first album, for example, and also there's a lot of people wanted to hear some of the totally new songs. So we're gonna be a mix of all albums, I think.
That's great, man. So we look forward to hear from you guys. In fact, it's gonna be quite soon, we expect, and hopefully, are there any brand new news or apart from the new album in the near future?
We're gonna play also in Japan for the first time. That's also something we were looking forward to. And of course, going to South America, playing in countries like Bolivia, Peru, Colombia, Mexico. We haven't been playing there before. Last time we played only in Brazil, Chile, and Argentina. So we're looking forward to that. I heard a lot about Colombia, so we're looking forward to see if that's true.
Yeah, it is.
It is. That sounds good.
Yes.
Hi, this is Michael STÜTZER from Artillery. You listen to Sanctuary of Rock. We're gonna see you very soon in South America. Join the legions.
El Santuario del Rock.com. Noticias, entrevistas exclusivas, videos, reseñas de conciertos y festivales a nivel mundial, crónicas de bandas nacionales e internacionales. Todo esto podrán encontrarlo en santuariodelrock.com.